In my last video, I had just bought a van. In this one, I'm in the midst of juggling two.
Okay, we're pulling into parking at the airport. That's where we're gonna be leaving my van. So we gotta get a ticket. There's another van right there. I think you could possibly even stay overnight in your van if you were stealth enough. Sparrow, get down.
Aw, Mom.
Absolutely not acceptable.
You're no fun, Mom. Grumpy Mom.
So when I leave the parking lot with my van, that's when we pay. So you put the ticket back in and then that's when they charge you. It's open 24/7. You can come and go as you please. You could even get free parking here if you like left every hour because the first hour is free. But it's like $6 a day, which isn't bad. There's a couple other vans here, A. And B, there's another person living in their vehicle. You can tell. They're just sitting here. So now I have to call a taxi so we can get driven back to the big van and drive the big van here because there's a few more things I have to get out of this vehicle that I have to put in the big van that I couldn't do before for some reason. I don't know. I can't remember. I think I just forgot maybe. This is the situation in the new van right now. Thank God he left in the bed because man, what a mess, huh? Everything's just, it's okay. It's going to work out. Now we're going to go get some crates. We have a cooler full of ice so we can go back to the airport lot and get the stuff out of my fridge that I forgot. Right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. This is insane.
Okay, we got a taxi back to the new van. We drove it back here to the airport. And it's now golden hour in the evening. It has been a long, exhausting week. And I think we're going to try and stealth camp here at the airport.
We're taking a little morning walk around the Flagstaff airport. It's beautiful. I think the airport is like somewhere over there. And there are the two vans. Twinsies. They're so cute. And that's where we slept last night. We actually slept here. We're gonna have to pay for the parking, obviously. It's only like $36 a week. If you're looking for free camping in Flagstaff and you have a little bit of money to spend, but you don't want to deal with everyone else and you don't mind plane noises, you could sleep here for cheap. I had a really quiet, wonderful night. And there's a place to walk your dog.
Mom, it's ball time.
Found a trail too. But there is a barbed wire fence in front of it, so we won't be going on that trail. And it looks really fun. I want to take it, but I don't know how to get to it. We'll have to figure that out somehow. Maybe it's a new hike. Now, Sparrow wants to catch the ball. Boy! That's a good boy. It's pretty cold out here. I'm gonna go make some coffee in the van, take some more penicillin, and probably have another diarrhea episode. Yay! I wanted to show you guys the after. So this is just the temporary solution of like how we're gonna set things up just for the week. Well, just until we get the build done, really. I just went into Walmart and got like $60 worth of bins, and everything was just in bags and just in a big pile here. So I'm glad that it's now a little bit more organized and there's room for his bed and there's room to move around. And look at the bed though. The bed has like piles of clothes and stuff on it on either side. It's fine. It's a cocoon, man. It's great. It's fine. It's temporary. It will figure itself out. But for now, this is working.
On another walk around the airport, we realized we were parked right next to the FBI. So that, you know, makes me feel kind of safe, I guess.
Like jail. We have literally been living at the airport for the last 2 nights and a day and a half. Probably going to spend another day here just because I'm trying to go through the stuff in my van slowly and just get rid of as much as I can. So I have a pile, a big heaping pile over there is stuff that I'm going to get rid of. It's probably, I could donate it, but it's really stuff that has like holes in it anyway, so I don't think it's worth anything. What are you doing? He broke the squeaker out of that ball, so it just makes weird hissing noises now. But that's basically where we're at. The woman just texted me who's buying my van and said she's going to have the funds early next week. It's Thursday now, so we're gonna have to wait out through the weekend, which is fine. That's kind of what I expected. We're just kind of hanging in there. My energy level is just drained, and to just finally have the van in my name is just, okay, we're done now. Okay, can I breathe? Can I catch my breath? And my van is, I'll show you. That's Peekaboo, right there. She's right there. We're parked right next to her, so that way I can use the solar that's on top of her and still figure out organizing this crazy mess in this van. Right, Sparrow?
What? Right, Mom.
Okay. Let me show you my plans here. I'm writing down all the things I need to purchase, things I need to look up for the new build. And this is just my chicken scratch of design right now. It all ends up organized, and I will come up with a better sketch, which I'll be showing you guys. If you're interested, just let me know in the comments. You'll be seeing what's going on soon. But this is the beginning phase of building out a van. You throw all your ideas down, you gather them all up from your saved list on Instagram, you write it all out, and then you try and work it all together. And I like to do diagrams. This is not my best art, but this is just the first chicken scratch. And if I need help, I can show someone else to show them what I'm doing. We have the fan hooked up over here, and the vent is open up there. This is amazing. This van is so much cooler than Peekaboo is. She's all white, and Peekaboo is such a dark color that it just makes for a much cooler temperature inside the van. We do have this fold out seat here, which I probably will be getting rid of. It's not really space efficient. It just takes up a bunch of clunkiness down there. Yeah, there's just stuff everywhere. That's just how it's going to be for a little while. We've been coming in and out of this door, which is really high off the ground and doesn't have any steps. This is like up to my hips. So it's been a little frustrating coming in and out, but that's okay. It's temporary. That door you can't get into from the outside. You have to unlock it. So it's kind of a pain, but we're going to be replacing that door. And I can get in through the driver's side, obviously, but then Sparrow can't because the seat's in the way. And we just keep reminding ourselves that it's temporary. It's pretty cold, and it's in like the 40s. It's supposed to get into the 30s, like even the 20s by the end of next week. I wanted to do like a run through of the van so you know what projects I'm looking at in order to build this big baby out. I wanted to show you some of the things that are probably going to be pretty challenging for me because I'm not a builder, I'm not a carpenter, I know the basics. I do know I have to frame out this van, and I'm not even sure how to even do that, but I'll figure it out. And there are these like screw holes here, so I think I can like frame it with like 1x1s or 2x2s. I think 1x1s. Just drill into these pre-drilled holes, just remove these screws, and then I have like something steel that it's locking into. And then there's all kinds of holes that I can even drill into this because this is like an interior that's not like the exterior of the van. There is some paneling down here, which is removable, and I can work that out. Sparrow is looking at it.
Trees over here, what's going on?
Buddy, over here. Yeah, there you go. And there's some paneling also like down here that has, Sparrow has to come look at that too.
Here's Simone, what's the big deal?
Silly. I think that the previous owner put some reflectix behind that paneling, but it's not great. It doesn't really do a great job at insulating. I am going to be using wood for the build. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be insulating it or what yet. It's all going to be a big fat challenge. This is a little unique kind of van. Some people even refer to it as a minibus. The doors up front, that's big challenge number one. And then there's this monstrosity. What? Let's walk through the van and see what needs to be done. Okay, don't mind this mess of clothes. That needs to be donated or thrown out. But this is what happened to the door. It got backed into. There's a little bit of fiberglass patch up that I'm going to do myself over there. And then this. I don't know how to hang a door or, put a door jamb in. But I can either pay someone to do it or my second-hand idea. Let me come outside and show you.
So the steel frame around the door is still completely intact, and there's this top half of the glass that seems to be okay. This board is just attached with nails. There's also this metal here that I could drill into to cover that broken glass on the bottom. The previous owner put wood over the door to cover up the broken glass from it being backed into, but he drilled it right into the glass, which kind of broke it more. It stays on at highway speeds, but I don't know for how long. Now, I don't know if this is going to work, so I'm asking for your opinions. But the jamb on this door and the seal is all still pretty well intact. There's even this rain gutter around the whole assembly just to protect it from water. But with the glass broken right now and that wood over it, the water will come right down behind that wood.
So I'm thinking maybe get like a plexiglass or sheet metal and like cut this to fit and then put caulking behind it so it has like a tight seal. Just leave this as the only part that you can see out of. And then just cover this all with like white sheet metal as well as that. And then also do it on the inside.
Hear me out. A layer on the inside and outside of sheet metal or plexiglass and insulation in between.
But then you see, I want to make sure that it's not gonna leak from rain hitting it. So that's my little concern. But I want this thing off. I hate this mechanism. It's awful. I want to be able to open it and lock it from the outside. So that's another problem that I have, is I want to be able to lock it from the outside and open it from the outside. And right now, you can open it from the outside, but that means you have to leave it open. So I want to be able to lock it and unlock it from the outside and also lock it from the inside. So if anyone has any ideas on how I'm going to manage that, let me know. It needs to be fixed as soon as possible because it's not safe. It's not weatherproof. I don't even think it's legal. Not that I care about that. These are the things that I would love your guys' help with. Just give me ideas in the comments.
Mommy? Mommy, what the f is happening?
I need to like cover this somehow. I can replace the whole door, but I really don't want a glass door. And I'm not good at the whole door jamb thing. Plus this is a weird size door. I don't know if it's the right size door that I can find at like Home Depot or whatever, but I can take some measurements and find it, but still. I'm gonna have to drill these out and refit a door jamb. I don't know how to do that. I can hire somebody. Thoughts?
So amidst all this problem solving, I then get a phone call from my mom. That was probably the worst news in the world for her to give and for me to hear. I want you guys to know what's going on in my personal journey, but I can't talk about it yet. Just puts a lot of stuff into perspective right now.
Mom, maybe if we play with the ball, you'll feel better. Mommy is sad. I don't know what to do. Mommy? Mom, are you okay? I gotta come check on my mom. I want to make sure you're okay, Mom. Because something tells me you're not. Salty. I love you, Mom. Mom, I love you. I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. Mom.
Sparrow, you are absolutely wonderful, and I don't know what I'd do without you, but let's get back to the van.
I've been taking a lot of time to watch YouTube University. I wanted to show you guys one of the challenges to this particular van and how I have no idea how I'm going to go about insulating the roof. And this is why. This is like the only spot I can show you the gap. But you see how there's no insulation, it's just fiberglass, and then there's like this, I don't know if this is, I guess this is fiberglass or some sort of, I don't know. It's mounted all the way around. Now, I'm lying down on the bed and trying to give you a ground eye view. This thing I want out of here. It takes up so much space. I don't even know how I'm going to take it out, but I'm probably going to hire somebody to do that if I can't figure it out on my own. It's the air conditioner, and it's a monstrosity, and I'm not going to be using it. I don't even use it while I'm driving this van. I just use the front, and that's enough for us. When it's all built out, there will be so much taking up the airspace that we're probably not going to need this monstrosity. Because this thing was a bus, they had a bunch of open air, and so they needed something this big to cool all that space. I don't want it there. It's huge, it's ugly, it's taking up my space. No, goodbye. So there is this really great steel up here, but this whole piece is all one piece all the way around. Just all the way around. And I have to remove that anyway, but to take that down, I don't know if I can remove this whole piece. I can't hold it up myself. And to get between, you know, this fiberglass over here, there's this big gap between the two places. And there's no insulation up there, not a thing. And to take down this whole thing, this whole piece, I'd have to take that down. I have to do all these other things. And I don't think I'm capable of doing that on my own. I really don't. And while I am going to be at a friend's house, I don't think he's going to be capable of helping me either. He's got his own stuff to do. I'm not really sure how I'm going to insulate the roof. Can I take this down and like spray foam in there? I don't know. As for the rest of the van, I'm going to frame it out. I've learned how to frame it now that I'm YouTube efficient. You know, I'm an expert now because I watched a YouTube. I'm probably going to make a lot of mistakes in this. And that's okay as long as I prepare for that and expect to make mistakes. But for this part down, I'm going to be using what they call closed cell foam pad, as well as spray foam within those like crevices in there where you see the holes in the metal there. I don't want to use a lot of spray foam, but if my roof is uninsulated, I'm afraid it's going to be raining in here. I'm all ears. I would love to hear some suggestions if you guys have, if any of you have come up against this problem, or if you know anyone that you could direct me to find an answer for that. Obviously, by the time this video goes up, there will be a time lapse that has gone by, and I might have already found the answer. Probably won't be getting into a build for another week at least, and this video will probably go up within the next few days. Any suggestions are definitely appreciated, and I will consider all of them. There's a little bit to talk about regarding
The really bad news I got earlier.
I can't go home to Vermont. Like, everybody's aware that that's not an option right now. My van isn't built. God, has some really messed up timing, huh? And in Vermont, it's October. It's mid-October. It's freezing there already. There's just no way you can survive in a van that's uninsulated and unbuilt in Vermont. And I don't even have snow tires for it. I don't even want to drive this van on potentially icy conditions. And at my parents' house, it's a pretty tight place. I also don't get along with my father at all. He's a disgusting human being. He's my mortal enemy, and I always win. And that's a problem because he can't handle it. So I'm an Aries. I don't know what he expects, but I don't want to have a war. That's the thing. I just want peace. I guess that's why this is really a hard thing to happen, period. But at this moment, this juncture, consuming a lot of my thoughts. I'm not going to talk too much about it because it's not, I don't want to really blah. I just don't want to get into it too deep. I'm filming my life and I'm telling you guys what's going on, and it involves grief. We'll just put it at that. It involves grief. We have been at the airport parking lot for nearly 5 days. I have misplaced my parking ticket for Peekaboo. I don't know if I can just walk up to the gate, push the button, and get a new ticket. I'm gonna try, because either that or I'm gonna find the original ticket. Drive up, get another ticket, and then back out, so I would have an extra ticket. There's ways to get around things. Also go to the airport and say, hey, I lost my ticket, and just tell them I owe you a week. I'm sure they have cameras on this place. Maybe they don't. I don't know. We haven't really seen a lot of people. It's a pretty small airport. A cop did roll by on Friday night and stopped in front of my van, didn't even look at it, went around the parking lot, stopped in the back of both of my vans, got out of his car, literally opened the door, got out, and then shook his head and got back in. Didn't even look at the two vans though. Sparrow and I'm like, stay down. They're totally hiding out. Oh shit. I put my phone down. I just didn't want the knock or any trouble. And if he told me I couldn't park here, it wasn't okay, I'd be facing some issues. Nothing big, but I would need to find another place to park. I'm not really concerned about parking her somewhere in a neighborhood or something because she doesn't really have much of value in her right now. My solar system is in there. And the solar system would be such a bother to take apart because it's drilled in. It just wouldn't be worth a thief's time. You can't even take the panels off. They're permanently on the roof. I don't think that's going to be an issue, leaving an empty van somewhere parked on a neighborhood street, but I still need the power, and I'm still using the fridge because it's connected to the power in Peekaboo. I cannot set that solar system up in this van because it's going with the van. It's part of the deal. That's fine. That's what I wanted to do. My videos are going to be a little weird lately, coming up from here on out. Whatever. See? Just because my mind, there's thoughts. There's a lot of thoughts. Just a lot of thoughts. Hopefully this build can distract me from them. So yeah. It's been nice not dealing with people here. Usually we're out in the woods, and this feels like the next closest thing. Even though it's still on pavement, we don't have to deal with people in a parking lot as I would if I was at Walmart or a grocery store or at a park, because there is a lot of attention coming my way right now. I'm not in the frame of mind to talk to people. It has become all too clear how much attention this van is going to bring to me. I don't know how stealth I'm ever gonna be in this thing, so we'll see. Today I've been in town for 1 hour. I've gone to 2 stores, and I've already had 5 people come up to me while I was putting stuff in my van. That's annoying because I'm trying to do stuff and because I'm kind of an introvert. I know you wouldn't know it from watching my channel. I don't really like people that much. Yes, I'm gonna sit here with my doors open and continue attracting people. I don't care at this point. I think I have to accept that. I've always been the one who's like, I don't want to draw attention to myself. I kind of wanted a white van for that one reason. I mean, it's good exposure, I guess.
Got mashed potatoes here. And I know Sparrow wants them really bad. Can you speak? Okay. He's still learning.
You should give me the rest of that, Mom.
I gave him the rest.
My nose does not fit in here. Hold on.
It's a few days later. We have been straight up living at the airport, and the woman who's buying the van has had her money held up, and the bank said it was going to be released this week. And then they released it, but they didn't release it. So she still wants the van. All my belongings are in this van. The problem is that this van is not insulated. It doesn't even have upholstery in it. So it's cold. It's a metal shell. It's like a refrigerator at this point. So I really need to get down to my friend's house and start insulating it, at least building it out. I'm going to do that this week because it's going to be cold. In Flag, it's going to be like high 20s. Where I'm going to be building it, it's probably going to be in the 30s. Freezing. I'm going to go to Home Depot now and go get a bunch of what I've chosen to insulate. Hopefully they have it. If not, we'll figure something else out. Then I'm going to come back up to Flagstaff to sell the van because, you know, you got to do the transfer title and all that, and I don't want to do that without having the money in hand. So it's frustrating as all get out. We are headed down to my friend's house to go build the van. Get the sock off.